Hello, how are you? This is Jelly Bling. I have a project using a new bundle, and the bundle has three parts. It has the embossing folder. Does it have? Oh, I think it has four parts. It has the stamp set dies, masks, and there's an embossing folder. I didn't even use the embossing folder. So today I want to do one using the trees, but I'm also going to do one using today will be evergreen, and I also want to do one using the tree. So the difference in these is this one has just, you know what, let me show you. I have a little cheat sheet here. So this was when I was just playing around with it. So when I did it at first, the mask with the larger holes, I did in curry and Cajun. The mask with the detail, the smaller little holes, I did in cherry cobbler. And when I looked at that, every time I came around the corner, looked at it again, I thought, that's kind of like cheetah print or something like that. It's like, that's just too strong. So I did another one and lightened up on the cherry. So the cherry is still there, but I just had a really light hand with it. And that I like a little bit better, but I think I like the mask with the larger holes a little bit darker. Another difference is the stamp. Oh, I didn't show you the stamp. See this stamp? After you get done masking it, you could stamp it right over the top and it gives it the detail. This one I used crumb cake for the stamp. This one I used espresso. And I think I like this one best, maybe without the heavy, light on the cheetah. And then you do the same thing with the evergreen, where you do all the masking, and then you stamp over the top, and it puts a lot of detail on there. The words on this are great too. So today we'll be using Frosted Forest bundle, sparkling snowflakes mostly for the words. The greetings are great. Frosted Forest dies, and stylish shapes for the sentiment. And as you can see from these dies, there's a lot in here that I haven't even touched yet. So we'll be using blending brushes and a lot of ink colors. Oh, here I have this. So the first time I started out doing the evergreen, and I thought spruce and garden, that's perfect for a tree. And it is nice. But I thought it doesn't really go that well with the Misty Moonlight paper. I like how this one is in olive and mossy meadow. I think it stands out a little bit more against the cool tones of the blue. So this one is garden and spruce. So I thought, okay, let me go with more yellow tones. So then I tried this. This one is olive with the open mask, garden with the detailed mask, and olive as a stamp. Olive or garden as the open mask, olive for the detail mask, and olive for the stamp. So they're pretty and all, but I just don't think they go with today's project. Therefore, we'll use olive and mossy. No garden. Okay, let's get started on this. And I think I'll show you the trees, the evergreens on the inside of a card, and just one go of these trees with light cheetah print. That'll make sense in a minute. Okay, set those there. So the products we're using, besides the bundle, is striped trim, iridescent striped trim. And here's papers, timber embossing folder for the trees card, and snowflake sky for the evergreen card. And Country Woods designer paper, which is on sale the month of August at 15% off. It's great paper, great deal, love it. Okay. So we need the trimmer just for doing a little scoring, and I already have this one done, but I'm still going to show you. So cut to 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 1 3/8. and score it at 4 1/4. Okay. There we are. Okay, so these are masks for the tree and another big paper. This paper I just cut a 1/4 sheet, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This will be mask for the evergreen. This is mask for the trees. Papers, papers, papers. So these are inside pieces. This is for the sentiment. These get stuck together. I could do that. Just to get the papers kind of settled where they need to go. And I'll put all the paper cut sizes in the video description and also on my blog. And for all the products used in the video description, I'll have a little note. The products used on this project are, and I'll have a list of them. Or it'll have a link and it will take you to my online store and that will have all the products all listed. Okay. Then on this flap right here, I'm going to put adhesive. Put this wood grain paper, and I'm going to have it line up right here. Got glue all over. I'm going to have it line up with the edge of the card. So I have to admit, I started this video a few minutes ago, and I found a mask that I didn't even use for the evergreen. So we'll try it today. Okay, snowflake sky. Put that in there. Okay, and before I attach it to the espresso paper, I'm going to use a dauber and white craft ink to accentuate the stamp, the highlights. And doing this, when you put the color on, it's going to go on a little bit strong, but as it dries, it'll get really soft. I'm going to go around each of the little snowflakes. So if you get kind of like a big blob of white and you're like, oh my gosh, I ruined it, it's going to be a lot lighter once it dries. Like that's a blob I'm not liking, but I think it's going to be okay. And if it isn't, I'll just put more in the area, pretend like it's a blizzard, and pretend like I planned that. See how it goes on and it's kind of heavy? But then where's it go? It just kind of disappears. It's like super fine snow. Okay, that's good. And why does that happen? Get ink all over. Hold on. Real quick. We're running out of water. That's all I need though. Okay, so this is going to be attached to the espresso layer. Lots of layers. They're kind of all neutral layers, so that the trees really stand out. Okay, so this is going to go right here. And I think I cut the paper just a little bit small, but that's okay because you really aren't going to see way back here in the corner. So just have a nice perimeter on the top, side, and bottom. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, the white showing, but that's fine because you don't really look there. Okay, so let's start with doing one of these trees with light cheetah. So set this off to the side, this off to the side. Here is for our trees. Okay, so number one, I'm going to put it, you know what? I'm going to start with number 2, the bold one. And because I'm going to try to get 2 trees on here, I'm going to line it up right there. Hold it in place. Isn't this what everyone uses their washi tape for? I was crazy for washi tape. I was buying everything. Oh, it matches the stamp set. It matches the bundle. And I just had to have it. And I never used it. I have bags of this. Okay, washi tape. So this one I have written down is in Cajun and Curry. And I'm going to do it a little bit strong in color. Heavy in color. So this one I did heavy in color. This one I purposely did light. Heavy. So, Curry and Cajun. Right there. Masks are fun. Like a lot of fun. Okay, Curry. And, ooh, that's going on heavy. But that's what I want. So when you're doing the masks, get it secure so it won't move. And then if you touch down and you get a heavy spot, it's okay because chances are you could blend it out. And we're going to put another color using this mask on top. And also when you're doing the mask, if you can, like go in clockwise circles and counterclockwise circles. And the goal is to get the ink into the corners of the mask. The mask is really detailed and we want to take advantage of it. If you just did a swoosh over the top, you'd probably miss all that detail. Okay, so that's good. That's kind of heavy in color, especially in some areas. And then, next I'm going to do Cajun. And I'm going to do Cajun in areas close to the tree. It's not a stem, branch, the core. So I'm going to do it like here, just in the center areas. And you can see that it's drifting down into there, but that's fine. I just want 2 different colors showing, and I want them to kind of blend. You know, I probably could do the cherry on here. Like have this one with 3 colors. It'd be kind of fun. Okay, so that's a little strong. That's the plan for today. Okay, so that's Cajun. Now, cheetah cherry. So when you take this off, don't worry, you'll be able to line it up again. At first I had a paper the size of the mask. And there's a lot of waste with that because you have to cut it away. So I've given it a try with not so much waste, and I think it works. Like the smaller piece, trying to line it up, this isn't too difficult. Okay, so that's attached. Now this one I'm going to do purposely a little light. No cheetah. So this is cherry cobbler. Okay. Then next I'm going to do the tree trunk. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so that was light. Let's see how it looks. Oh, I think that's fine. It's not too cheetah. Okay, and I don't know what I did with that other mask. Somewhere around here. This one I'm going to do in 2 colors, espresso and crumb cake. So I'm lining it up with, there's little voids in color, and that's perfect to line it up. Okay, crumb cake and espresso. So I'm going to go over it light. So the next step, the final step, is to take the stamp and stamp it over the top. And I'll use espresso. On that little sample, this one I used espresso, and I think the details show up a little better. This one I stamped using crumb cake, and it shows up just fine. See the little knot in the trunk? But I think espresso, I like that just a little bit better. So, crumb cake going on just kind of light. Once again, trying to get in all those little cracks of the mask. They built the mask like that. I want to take advantage of it all. Have it all be seen. Okay. And then espresso. And when I apply the espresso, I want some areas that are dark and other areas that are going to remain crumb cake. If I cover everything using espresso, I might as well just have done espresso. Trying to get into those wee little bits of the branches. That's good. Leave this open because I'll do the stamp now. And after you're done with your masks, you can just run them under the water, the kitchen sink, and all the ink will just come right off. Very convenient. Okay. So let me find that stamp. And I would say you could do the stamp first, then you'd have an outline of where to put the mask. But if the stamp, the ink is a little bit wet and you're using your blending brush, I don't want you to pick up some of the detail from here and smear your stamped tree. I'm looking at the trunk, the top, right about there. And even if it's a little bit off, if you look at my samples, I have one that's really off. This one is off a little bit. I didn't catch the top very well, but that's okay. It's still okay. Okay, so that's how to do the tree. Or one way. I mean, there's so many possibilities, so many different colors. Then I'll just do another tree right here, and I'll be ready for another card front. Okay, so let's get building our evergreen. This one here. Winter greetings, that's good. Let's do that in Misty Moonlight. Winter greetings. Okay. Oh, and there's these. I didn't cut them out very good. These are more dies that come with the set, and I thought, oh, if I do those in sparkly white, could that be snow? And I don't know what the answer is. I don't think so. I think this is more for building like a 3D tree. I'll figure it out, but not quite sure yet. This one. Oh, I'll show you about this in a minute. That's a good bad example. Didn't turn out good. The pearlized enamel effects turned green, and I kind of thought they might, because I was going to use the pearlized enamel effects to put snow on the tree. But I don't want green snow. So I'm going to cut this out. Okay. So here's our sample. Let's work on the inside. Make the season sparkle in Misty Moonlight. Okay. So let's do trees. This one I purposely did really light. I don't think I like that so much. Let's try either dark or medium color. Did you see inside all these? One of them this one I did just one tree. And this is without absent cheetah. This one with light cheetah and went crazy on the inside. Yeah, lots of fun. Okay, so inside masks. So I'm looking for, I like to work with the boldest one first. So I think it's this one here. This one's more detailed. This one is more for just shadows. Can you tell how clean this is? I forgot to use this. I think it was in the bag that they came in. And I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't use that. So we're going to today. So how about a tree like that? Make sure it's straight. Well, it's straight with my words now. And kind of lock it in place. And I'm going to do just this one. Then I'll lift it up and I'll do this one. Okay, so this is going to be light mossy. I'm working in this much room. Why does that happen every time? Talk about that. Mossy light. Mossy. Okay, so light. Trying to get into all those cracks of the tree, the mask. Okay, and I'll scooch it over and do the next one. That's pretty. So Tony was taking a shower and I went out to check on something or bring something to the garage. And as I walked by the back corner of the house, it was like, why is there water running? Tony isn't planning on coming out here. Oh, I have another Tony story. And it was coming from under the siding and he was in the shower, like right behind the wall there. I'm like, oh my gosh. So immediately finished what I was doing, went into the bathroom. Hey, might we have a leak? He goes, oh, I know, I need to fix that water spigot. I said, no, I think it might be something else. He goes, no, I need to fix the water spigot. You know how boys are, just kind of not listening because, well, anyhow. So I said, well, let's go on a field trip. I'd like to show you something. So I showed him. He was like, oh my gosh. He goes, well, might be time to redo the bathroom. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyhow, the plumber is expected today. And I think it has something to do with the drain for the shower. I don't know. Sigh. Okay, so this is mask, what's it say here, B. And I'm going to put it right underneath these branches because I think all of a sudden it'll just, right there, it's just fitting right into place. And I think the intent, which might help you with lining it up, is for it to be like an extension of the branches. And I'm doing it in olive, which is a lighter color. But when I looked at the trees and with them growing, the new growth is always brighter. So that's why I think that they should be in olive. Okay, Mossy gets put away. So then the next mask is going to be Mossy Dark. I'll try it, I'll test it. That's the one I kind of lost. So Tony used to do groundskeeping, and a few years ago he goes, you know what, I'll just do bus driving. Because the groundskeeping, I would think, oh, you just get to mow grass and ride on the lawnmower. No, it is, for instance, what he was doing yesterday is bending over, painting arrows and curbs with curb paint or parking paint, that, you know, that thick stuff that's real reflective. And he was kind of hobbling around. I'm like, are you hurting? And he goes, oh, just my back. Imagine 3 hours of leaning over. I'm like, why are you doing all that? And he goes, well, he told me this on the road earlier because he was going to get more paint. He said that Mark has been saying that his neck kind of hurts, and he finally went into the doctor, and the doctor said, you need to stop working right now. We're putting you in a neck brace, and in just a few days, you're going to have surgery to get that fixed. It's that bad. So, Tony and David are going to fill in Mark's shoes for at least 2 months. So he's back to working full time. Tony says, I'll do it, but I can't be doing all of that manual labor that, I'm having a hard time lining this up, that the job requires. I'm not going to be doing that, exactly what he was doing today or yesterday. So he's back to working kind of full time. I don't know if I got that right. Well, I'm going to wing it. Somebody figured it out for the sample. I don't know that it wants to go crooked. Maybe I did my tree crooked. So, it's back to work. This one, I think I did it kind of heavy. Okay, see how that turned out. It's looking a little cheetah, but that's okay. I did do it crooked. This one's blown in the wind. This one doesn't, it's strong to the wind. Okay, and where is that last mask? Never used. That's like a whole new dimension, a whole new depth of color. How does it go? I don't know. No. I think right there. I'm looking at the tip. Okay. I should have done these with my big paper. Okay, just going to try it right there. And all my washi tape is going on the front. Oh, that's olive. Oh well, the colors are very similar. Mossy. And this one is mossy heavy. I could do that. I guess I'll have more time in my room to play. No husband. He'll come home for a quick lunch. This is like back to the day. Quick lunch, then back to work. Oh. No. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Moving on. I might skip this until I figure it out. Okay, no more trees blown in the wind. I'll figure it out and I'll put it in the description and I'll take a picture of how it should be. And I'm probably going to use a 5x7 piece of paper so there's no question of how it should go. I might even just do this tree right there. Okay, this tree is going to be right here. See, now you know why I try to have everything figured out before I do the video. Okay, good. And now, olive. See, that's pretty. This one. Stick to what you know, huh? I'll get it figured out. No mask is going to win. How's that look? That's good. Now it just wants a stamp over the top of that. And that will be in mossy. Okay. That's nice. And this one. Pretty. Look how nice that is. And make the season sparkle again. So to do the trees on the front, it's the same exact process, and there are dies to cut them out. There's the tree, and here's the 2 evergreen dies. So those will go on the front. This will go inside. Yeah, I need to work on that. I'll get you answers though. I'll have answers to you before you knew what the question is. Or before you know what the problem is. Oh, that's it. But I'm ready. That goes on the inside, right there. Okay, and we have to do the little sparkles. I'll do the sparkles in just a minute. So this tree, I'll put it on with dimensionals at the top. Oh, and if you don't already have a demonstrator, and if you need anything, if you could use this host code when you place your order, that would be wonderful. And my online store is JillieStampinup.net. And any orders are appreciated. That's how I get to do the videos for free, is thanks to you that order. I really appreciate it. So this can go maybe a little bit high, straight. And this could go a little bit low and off to the side. Right here. And the greeting, and I think, where's that ribbon? I think I want to do a bow, because this one I did a ziggle-zaggle. This one I did kind of a flag. This one has linen thread on it. So I always want to do a bow on everything. I try to not do that, but this ribbon is so pretty and iridescent. Oh, we had to put rhinestones on there too for stars in the sky. Okay. So if this goes right here, maybe there could go, oh, that's cute, just like that. Okay. So dimensionals and magic dimensionals. If you're like, how do you get your dimensionals magic? As in no little paper. I'll put in the video description. I have a quick video on making them. It's just packing tape over the top. but the video helps. And I'll put that in the video description. Then a glue dot for the bow. Right there. And you know how I always had to follow it up with liquid glue. No bows in the bottom of the envelopes. Not here. Okay, I'm going to trim up the ends. And rhinestones. Little stars in the sky. And almost done. Pearlized enamel effects. It comes in a 3-pack with red, white, and black. And you would think, oh, what would I use the red for? Berries. We always need Christmas berries. And what would I use the black for? But you'd be surprised at so many cards, if they have a black or gray background, they make little cute accents. Let me show you on here. I was looking for something that's a little bit dark, but maybe this is darker. It's a little darker. But if you had something that has a black or gray or deep color background, you can do these little dots. 1, 2, 3. I'll hold this up close. And so say that this is kind of centering or working around your focal point. When I hold it up close, can you see how tiny you can make those? And it looks really nice. It's a real subtle little background. Okay, we're not going to do that though. So on here, I'm going to put in the middle of the snowflakes a little bit big, and it comes out, and it's kind of like if you're whipping egg whites to make meringue, and it has a stiff peak, or whipped cream, it comes out like that. So I'll put it in the center of each of these. Some of them I'm getting small, just to kind of accentuate the snowflake. And then I'm going to do other random ones just for snowflakes. I love this embossing folder. You can see how precise I'm being, right? Can you see them? Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and they'll dry a little bit flatter than how they look right now, but this is how it looks in the end. And if I put it at just the right angle, you can see right there. But it's all dry. Okay, so that is it for today's video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.